I think gender plays an important role in how we identify, we self-identify. There are many things that go into self-identity, but I think gender probably plays one of the more important roles. I think though when we think about gender identity, we need to understand, and I think it's important to understand, that gender is not a either or. It's not a binary, it's not one or the other, it's not black or white. Gender really is on a spectrum. I think for how we understand what it is to be masculine or what it is to be feminine have a huge impact on how we self-identify. And a lot of that comes, whether it's good or bad, comes to us from our culture, from our family, from our churches, from the television screens. I think about if you go to your computer and you Google, for instance, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1980, and you clicked the image and you see how these toys from the 1980s look, and then compare that to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy from the year 2000. You'll see a hypermasculinity, the muscle groups grow. We have this unrealistic image of what it means to be masculine, and then we also like to take these toys and call them boy toys. So boys are being sent from a very early age this message that to be a man, to be masculine, you have to have these superhuman-like strength. Just in the same way that we have been doing since the 1950s with young girls and a Barbie doll. We see the same thing now. Instead of improving on our concept of gender and moving forward, we see the same thing now that girls have had to deal with for a long time, being projected on little boys. So our culture tries to self-define these for us, and they do it at a very binary way, and they also like to do it at the far ends of the spectrum, hypermasculinity and hyperfemininity. And that really does a lot to a person's self-identity when they may feel masculine, but they don't feel as masculine as that toy looks, or they feel feminine, but they don't feel as feminine or have that ideal body image that the toy teaches them. You know, I think gender can be reimagined, but I think it has to be done in community. And we have a spectrum of what gender is. Nobody is 100% masculine. Nobody is 100% feminine. So we often get uncomfortable with the notion of people who are transgendered, people who are born intersexed with both genders. We don't know what to do with them because they don't fit in a box. But if we sit back and think about our own selves and our own lives, we realize that we don't fit in a box either. We might consider ourselves cisgendered or binary. We might consider ourselves masculine or feminine, but we can see in ourselves a little bit of feminine or a little bit of masculine. And so when we understand that in our own self-identity, we're comfortable in that notion, then we need to sit down in community and realize that if I'm on a spectrum, and I can change even from day to day or hour to hour, that certainly I can give grace and love to other people who feel the same way, even though they may be somewhere different on the spectrum or their spectrum may be wider than us. And again, that all has to be done in community. You can't understand the other and the difference on your own.